Hey, I hope that everyone is doing well today. Just another video by me. Hopefully, a productive one that will able to assist you, give you some advice, and maybe help you, achieve your goals and dreams when it comes to playing professional basketball. Now, I like to do my videos on what kind of questions we get asked on all of our social media. A lot of guys are like, why haven't I got an opportunity yet? What do I got to do to get an opportunity? Well, let me tell you something. This is how it works for with overseas teams. I own a pro team, so I'm telling you this because I know how things work. First of all, you have to understand every team has a right to one to two, maybe three import spots, obviously depending on the level. Now, you got to understand a lot of these teams, they're going with bigs. They're going with bigs unless it's an exceptional guard. Obviously, considering the average human height, that's one of the reasons why there's a lot of point guards and not many bigs. Um, what you also have to understand is uh, overseas teams don't have much money as you think that they do. Now, to register an import, you need around 1,000 and 1,500 euros, which is sometimes around $2,000. Players, most of the time have to get visas. Clubs have to cover this players' visas. A lot of players don't want to go overseas unless they have their flight paid for. So a lot of these teams don't have that much money as you probably think that they have. Now, the teams that usually have a lot of money are teams that are looking for high level players. If as a player, you have to understand one thing: you are an investment for a team. If a team's willing to invest in you, you definitely have to be worth it. Now, you got to ask yourself, what do I got to do to make myself appealing to these teams? Why should they invest money in me? Those are questions you should very much so often ask yourself. So now, your presentation is very, very important. You got to try to sell yourself as a player. You got to have a great resume. Your film has to be good. It has to be great quality. Uh, that's very, very important. And a lot of players are like, oh, I didn't come from high school. What should I do after college? I've been out for a couple years. It doesn't matter. You would be surprised how little that actually matters. What you have to do is find any way possible to get in front of coaches. You got to go to showcases. You got to travel. You got to leave the country. I've had guys just randomly show up at my doorstep from America here in Europe, wanting to come try out for my team. And it's very intriguing. We've allowed opportunities such as that. I'm not saying come to my house, but you gotta sacrifice. You've trained, you worked your ass off for about 14, 15 years. And it's a very small window after college. So, you know, sacrifice. You got to do whatever it takes. So, a few ways to really approach everything is with today's day and age, today's social media. It isn't that hard. It's a lot easier nowadays than what it used to be. Now, just posting your videos on Facebook and waiting for a response, that doesn't happen. A lot of these owners are not looking for players on Facebook pages. Uh, that's really not going to work. It's politics, unfortunately, just as it was in high school and college and AAU. It's about knowing the right people, the right plugs, having friends who played overseas, have them connect you with teams. It's easy. It's easier to get connected with them. It's just your approach is very, very important. I have guys contacting me on Facebook, Instagram, email, and they're like, quote unquote, yo, check out my vid. And I understand, but a lot of other coaches and a lot of these people overseas, they don't know, what's good, yo, check out my vid really means. You got to be very professional. Your first impression is the most important impression. So when you reach out to these coaches, be professional. These guys are going to go on your social media. You reach out to them on Facebook. If they're interested, they're going to go to your Facebook page, see the crap that you post. Keep negativity, politics, any form of negativity off of your social media. Also, another thing, don't let people who've never done it before, players who've never played overseas, have no experience, teach you how to do it. I've had guys contact me like, oh man, this team is like this. I hear from this guy this, I hear from that guy that. It doesn't matter what people say. Sometimes you got to experience things yourself. How many times have you met someone and they're a lot different than what someone says that they probably were? So, have your own tunnel vision. focus. You got to focus, and you got to network. You got to network your ass off. You got to travel. You got to invest. You got to get out there. It's not simple, but I assure you one thing: it's definitely very very well worth it. So yeah, man. I mean, you got to get out there. You got to get out there. Another thing, agents. A lot of guys are asking me about how agents work. Listen, um, agents, they take 10% on the average. Agents are not going to represent guys who are not big names, come from big name schools, guys who they don't think that they can make money off of. If you're a player that's willing, that can make $300 to $400 a month, an agent is not going to work for your 10%. That's like €30 a month. They're not going to work for you €30 a month. You have to know your worth. If you don't know your worth, if you exaggerate your worth, if you live in a world where you think you're a lot better than that, you're never going to get an opportunity. Agent is not going to represent you for you to make 300 to 400 euros. And if you got an opportunity where you make 300 to 400 euros, an agent is not going to tell you about that opportunity because they don't benefit off of that. An agent is going to lie to you, and they're going to tell you you're worth this much, this and that, and they're going to keep you in the back burner, and then another guy's going to end up taking that position. To get your foot in the door, don't focus on agents. Get out there. If you get out there and you do well, and if you do good, agents are going to come to you. So don't focus on agents. Everyone thinks agent is your way out. No, agent is not your way out. Your internet, your social media, your networking, your plugs, that's your way out. So I hope this was another productive video. I hope I answered some of the questions that we constantly get asked. Get out there. You can do it. You can do it. I did it. I know a lot of people who did it. They took my advice. Some didn't, but they found out the hard way. So I hope this video helped, and hopefully we'll see everybody overseas soon.